Alright, hello and welcome back to Ashgabat Cats. Let's play that. Today we're taking a look at Zektor, a vector graphics-based game, which is a little funny.
So you've come to take a cell back. You'll have to fight for it.
Well, I'm actually impressed with the,
Defense screen 1.
Sorry, I don't want to talk over the cutscenes. I'm actually kind of surprised that the voice is actually working now. I remember back in the past that no voice ever worked. Alright, so it seems like we are, well, initially...
Defense screen 2.
That's actually really cool to have, like, voice in a game. I mean, actually, even modern arcade games, you really don't...
Approaching defense screen 3.
Well, okay, modern is a strange word to use. Even in arcade games in the 90s, like, they never used voice. Granted, I feel like it was better served with cool music, but I mean, voice is okay in a pinch. Wow, so these vector graphics, it's a little bit hard to see what's happening. It's also a little funny to see this with a CRT filter, when the whole point of vector graphics is that they are laser sharp. But of course, if I had taken a look at this, that would dilute the experience. So we're initially reminded of Asteroids, but immediately you figure out...
the city.
Oh my god, boss battles. Yeah, Asteroids may have been the originator, but this is the king. So, okay, again, the point is not to destroy the asteroids. The asteroids are just, like, terrain now.
Ah, another warrior attempting to regain Zektor. You will not take it from me.
Whoa.
Approaching defense screen 1.
I thought the one guy would have been, like, the final boss, and then it, like, just loops over and over, but no! There are multiple characters. Please let me continue. Please let me continue. Oh no. There's no continue function. Aw, Sega. How are you gonna steal all my quarters now?
So you've come to take a cell back. You'll have to fight for it.
Well, if you want to see what's in the game, you gotta be good. There's no warp function, so that's that. Oh, jeez. I can imagine, though, like, if you were in arcades, you were like some sort of Asteroids Pro, and
defense screen 2.
you saw this game and you're like, oh my gosh, this is like the Asteroids game for me. Oh. Now, it's a little bit hard, and that's because of the counterintuitive control scheme. Like, you do a direction, you don't move in that direction, you just tilt and turn.
Approaching defense screen 3.
Is that tank controls? Well, that's kind of a hilarious term to use. Oh, cool, you don't die if you hit a, So I ran into an asteroid and I didn't immediately die. I guess that sort of makes up for the fact that these guys have shields, but, oh man, that would be a really cool feature if the black holes actually warped your bullets in... I don't think we're getting to see the ending, guys. That would be really cool if the black holes warped your bullets' trajectories, but... I mean, again, this was 82, so we're not talking like the very first vector graphics-based games, but we're certainly not talking modern era. Yeah, well, actually, I don't think many other games warp things with gravity.
Approaching the city.
And this guy, he does not have his strategy figured out. I think most of the difficulty of this game comes from the fact that if you want to shoot, you gotta stay stationary to shoot. Like, you shoot in the direction you face.
Another warrior attempting to regain Zektor. You will not take it from me.
So was it me, or was there no health bar on that last boss? Like, you pretty much just stand there and shoot at him, and, like, that's literally it. There's no meter, there's no bar. You have to, like, move a little to... You have to move, like, a little to not get hit by his stuff, but for the most part, it's just there. That seems almost like a callous lack of content. Okay, so the fireballs will kill you, but
approaching defense screen 3.
Well, fireballs and hubris. Did I? Oh. Wow, they're really generous with the lives, but again, I can see that as more of a taunt than a mercy. Jeez. Such pressure. I didn't even get to put my name on the high score list. That's how hard this game is. Although, looking at my score, I was pretty close, so. Wow. This is actually pretty cool. Zektor. Never would have expected that. Like, you always hear about, like, Asteroids in, you think, vector games.
Warriors needed to defeat alien robots.
No, I gotta admit, if I was in the 80s and I saw this in arcade, I would be legitimately impressed. Like, I would just throw credits at this left and right, because if I was from the 80s, essentially all I know is probably, like, Asteroids. Oh, so that's how you beat the first boss. It's funny, because I could do it, but I had no idea how to actually do it. Oh, so there were oil slicks in space. Great. I'm actually kind of curious about the memory constraints of this game, because, like, Asteroids, like, memory constraints were probably measured in, like, individual number of bytes, but this one, they got colors, they got vector lines all over the place. Like, one of the things about vector graphics is, like, yeah, it's more efficient if you have, like, very simple geometries. But once you start going, like, overboard like this, you're almost approaching the computational difficulty of sprites. So, wow. Yeah, I just basically didn't know that there were other vector games of this extent on Asteroids. I mean, sure, I've heard of this quote-unquote Vectrex, but I believe that one was only, like, one color. And so I didn't know that they took this vector stuff to the whole next level. This is basically like 80s movie level vector quality. Well, that was actually pretty cool. On that note, this cat's got a scat.